I spent $140 at Half Price Books. So I had seen Half Price Books on TikTok many times, like people talking about going there, but I had actually never been there myself. And I also didn't realize that there was like 4 in my general area. A couple weeks ago, I actually went, and when I tell you, I was like blown away. I feel kind of dumb for not knowing what this store really was. And to be truthful, most of the books that I was ever buying were really from Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and then another kind of like discounted book website that I had seen on TikTok like a year and a half ago. Oh, and I was also getting my books from Walmart and Target. This was like my first experience at like an actual in-person discount store. I will say though, it took me a while to find the area of the store that had like the books that I like to read. Like I went into what I thought was like the mystery and thriller section, and they were a lot of like older books that I had never heard of, authors that I had never heard of, and I wanted to find the normal authors that I like to read, like Lisa Gardner, Lisa Jewell, Riley Sager, things like that. Luckily I did. I bought 7 types of those books, but then I also am so excited. I bought a book series from my childhood that I'm pretty sure everyone knows. So I am so excited. Let's just jump into the haul. Okay, so for starters, I bought the entire series of Unfortunate Events books. I have a mix of hardcover ones here, and then some of them were only available in paperback, but honestly, I feel like for the price for these, I was fine with that. I think like the cheapest one that I have here is like $2.99, and I'm pumped because I remember like being in school and I would always check these books out from the library, like literally even into like 8th grade. And that was kind of past the point of when they were really popular, but I remember being like obsessed with these books, and just like not the twist, but just like the theme always kind of like freaking me out. And I actually do plan on doing a video on my channel of rereading all of these books and kind of like giving a general review in 2025, because I feel like this is a really old series. I'm gonna see, yeah, this is 2003 was when the 10th book came out. So these are old, and obviously they made the movie with Jim Carrey, and then I think they also have a TV series, perhaps. I'm not too sure, but I do think that the movie and the TV series, if there is one, I seriously think there is, don't really do it justice, in the sense that like having someone like Jim Carrey be casted as Count Olaf, I felt like wasn't a good move, in the sense that like Jim Carrey is an amazing actor, and I literally love like almost all of his movies. I think I've seen every movie that has him in it, and he's great. Like I feel like he really did a good job with that particular movie. However, in the books, Count Olaf is like terrifying and like really like actually scary, and genuinely wants these children to be dead. And so I feel like it was hard to kind of like be scared by Jim Carrey in that movie, and the fact that like I feel like they kind of made it funny, which was fine. Again, like I really love that movie, but if we're gonna compare it to the books, it's not like, I don't know, I just feel like it doesn't translate well, but that's fine. So that's coming at a different time. I just need to reread all of these, but I think it'll be like easy, because if you look at like how small these pages are. So I'm excited. I'm gonna be doing that. But that was kind of like a find that I didn't really need, but I am excited, and I hope that one day when I have kids, I can like pass those along to them as well when they're old enough to read them. So let's get into the rest of the haul, which is like just my normal mystery and thriller books. So first one that I have here is called Shiver by Lisa Jackson. This one was $7.99, and I'm gonna go ahead and read like the backs of these books so you guys can, I don't know, like kind of understand why I chose them. And then these are all still unread, like they're just sitting on my shelf to be read. So anyways, a twisted psychopath is on the loose in the Big Easy, and it's up to New Orleans detective Ruben Montoya to stop him. Thanks to years of working with the dark side of society, Detective Ruben Diego Montoya's youthful swagger is gone, replaced by straightforward determination. He'll need it because his serial killer is turning the Big Easy into his personal playground. The victims are killed in pairs. No connection, no apparent motive, no real clues. His only lead is Abby Chaston, ex-wife of one of the victims. 20 years ago, Abby Abby watched in horror as her mother, a patient at the Our Lady of Virtue's mental hospital, plunged through a window to her death, and Abby has always dreaded that she too would one day go insane. Abby's honest fear gets to Montoya. His gut tells him she's innocent and that there's something significant about the once grand hospital. Abby can help unlock the mystery, if only Montoya can get her to trust him enough to face the ghost of her past. As more bodies are found in gruesome staged scenarios and the FBI moves in, Montoya's in a desperate race to find a killer who's getting closer all the time. Plunging deep into a nightmare investigation will uncover a shocking revelation: a deadly connection between Abby and Montoya, and an asylum where unspeakable crimes were committed. Evil once roamed free, and a human predator still awaits. So I'm also going to pull up the book on Goodreads because I actually didn't do this when I was buying the books, so hopefully these have good reviews. But for the one that I just read about for Shiver, it looks like this is going to be promising. So it has 4.13 stars, and some of the reviews that are like at the top seem to be pretty good. So this is the first book, and I am very excited to read this. Okay, so here's the next book. This one is called You Don't Want to Know by Lisa Jackson. I bought this book for $8.99, and it looks like it retails for $17.95. So I feel like that's a pretty good deal, and it's in really good condition. Like, the only reason why the cover is kind of bent is because I've like been meaning to read this, and so I keep like taking it around with me. But I'm finally reading this actually for a book club next week. So in this gripping novel of psychological suspense, a mother's worst fear is only the beginning of a terrifying nightmare. In Ava's dreams, her son Noah looks just the way she remembers him: a sweet 2-year-old in rolled up jeans and a red sweatshirt. When Ava wakes, the agonizing truth hits her all over again. Noah went missing 2 years ago and has never been found. Almost everyone, including Ava's semi-estranged husband, assumes the boy drowned after falling off the dock near their Church Island home. Ava has spent most of the past 2 years in and out of Seattle mental institutions, shattered by grief and unable to recall the details of Noah's disappearance. Now she's back at Neptune's Gate, the family estate, her strength slowly returning. But as Ava's mind comes back into focus, she can't shake the feeling that her family and her psychologist know more than they're saying. Are they worried for her well-being or anxious about what she might discover? Ava secretly visits a hypnotist, hoping to restore her memories, but the strange visions and night terrors keep getting worse. She is sure she's heard Noah crying in the nursery and glimpsed him walking near the dock. Is she losing her mind, or is Noah still alive? Ava won't stop until she gets answers, but the truth is more dangerous than she can imagine, and the price may be more than she ever thought to pay. Okay, I actually don't remember some of these because I bought these so long ago. I think I bought these 3 weeks ago maybe. So let's look this up on Goodreads to see what... Okay, so let's... Oh my gosh, I'm kind of surprised. This only has 3.84 stars on Goodreads. And... Oof, the top comments are also not very good. Yeah, well, whatever. I'm still gonna be reading it for book club, so actually maybe I'll do a little update on that when I'm done. Okay, so moving on to the next Lisa book. This one is Lisa Gardner, and it's called Never Tell, and I actually bought this book for $7.49 and it retailed for $17. But this one is really cool because this is actually a signed copy, and I, again, didn't even realize, it has her, signature on it, which I thought was kind of cool because I follow Lisa Gardner on social media, and I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of her books, so this makes 6, and so I'm kind of I feel like that was a big win for me. So let's read the synopsis. A man is dead, shot 3 times in his home office, but his computer has been shot 12 times, and when the cops show up, his pregnant wife is holding the gun. Oh, this is a Detective Dee Dee Warren one, which if you've been if you've read Lisa Gardner's books, Dee Dee Warren shows up in a lot of them, and I actually really, really liked her in the one that I talk about a lot on social media. I think it's called When You See Me. Detective Dee Dee Warren arrives on the scene and recognizes the woman, Evie Carter, from a case years back. Evie's father was killed in a shooting that was ruled an accident, but for Dee Dee, 2 coincidental murders is too many. Flora Dane is in this one too. So Flora was in that book as well. So interesting. Flora Dane sees the news of Conrad Carter's murder and immediately knows his face. She remembers a night when she herself was a victim and her captor knew this man. Now she's determined to learn the truth about Conrad's death, but Dee Dee and Flora are about to discover that in this case, the truth is a devilishly elusive thing. Okay, I'm actually kind of confused. So Dee Dee Warren and Flora Dane are in one of the other ones that I read, and this is referring to Flora Dane's captor, who was also featured in the other book. So I might need to look into that because I'm kind of confused. So let's look at this one on Goodreads. Okay, oh, this one's better than the last book. So this has 4.12 stars and the top, okay, cool. The top reviews are good. Ooh, it says 5, cannot put it down. It's glued to my hand and possessed my mind. Okay, cool. So that is promising. Okay, so the next book is An Unwanted Guest by Shari LaPena. I really hope that's correct. I also have a lot of her books. Okay, actually I have 4, I just counted. But so this would be 5. I like her books. I feel like they're kind of like, not simple, like I don't really want to use that word to describe them, but like they're easy to follow, I want to say. And I've always kind of liked the way that she writes the characters. So I bought this. This is a hardcover and I got this for $7.19 and it retails for $26. So that was a good deal. The cover is a little beat up, but the actual book itself is in like almost perfect condition. So let's see what this one's about. A weekend retreat at a cozy mountain lodge is supposed to be the perfect getaway, but when the storm hits, no one is getting away. It's winter in the Catskills and Mitchell's Inn, nestled deep in the woods, is the perfect setting for a relaxing, maybe even romantic weekend getaway. It boasts spacious old rooms with huge wood-burning fireplaces, a well-stocked wine cellar, and opportunities for cross-country skiing, snowshoeing, or just curling up with a good murder mystery. So when the weather takes a turn for the worse, a blizzard cuts off the electricity and all contact with the outside world, the guests settle in and try to make the best of it. I don't know why I had a hard time reading that sentence. Soon, though, one of the guests turns up dead, and it looks like an accident, but when a second guest dies, they start to panic. Within the snowed-in paradise, something or someone is picking up the guests one by one, and there's nothing they can do but hunker down and hope they can survive the storm and one another. Okay. I've read something like this plot many times, and I've never really been like the biggest fan of those because usually it's like Frida McFadden's Never Lie was like that, and then there was another one. Let me see if I can... I think it might be She Left by Stacy. I can't see what her last name is, but that was like that as well. So let's check Goodreads. Yeah, okay, I figured so. So it has 3.76 stars. I feel like whenever a book has like anywhere from like 3.2 to like 3.9 stars, it's usually like people like either the book is like the twist isn't really that good or it's just like the characters are unlikable. So I mean, the top reviews though like aren't terrible, so it might be better than I think. Okay, so the next book is Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn, and Gillian Flynn is the author of Gone Girl, which I've never read the book, which I actually think I might because I really liked the movie. Sometimes it can be tough to read a book after it's already been made into a movie because then you're like kind of comparing it. So, but this book I got for $8.49, which I feel like it's kind of expensive for like how small this book is, but okay, so, and then it retails for $17. So let's read. And it has, okay, so it has, Stephen King gave it a review. I don't know how real those are when like other authors like will review books, but let's see. So this one says, fresh from a brief stay at a psych hospital, reporter Camille Preaker faces a troubling assignment. She must return to her tiny hometown to cover the murders of 2 preteen girls. For years, Camille has hardly spoken to her neurotic, hypochondriac mother or to the half-sister she barely knows, a beautiful 13-year-old with an eerie grip on the town. Now, installed in her old bedroom in her family's Victorian mansion, Camille finds herself identifying with the young victims a bit too strongly. Dogged by her own demons, she must unravel the psychological puzzle of her own past if she wants to get the story and survive this homecoming. That sounds pretty good, actually. Oh, wait. Damn, this is an HBO limited series and it's starring Amy Adams. I'm like always late to the party. So let's look at this one on Goodreads. Oh, okay. So this has 4.01 stars. It has over 1 million ratings. I feel like that's kind of high. And Okay, these are like old ratings though. The top ones are 8 years ago, 6 years ago, and 10 years ago, and none of them are good. So I don't know, maybe like there's just a new appreciation for the book. Like I would imagine that since there's 1.5 million, or wait, 1.154 1.1 million reviews, I hope that like they're not obviously all bad. That doesn't even make sense because it has 4 stars. So that's this one. Okay, so the last two. So this one is Just Another Missing Person by Gillian McAllister. I've actually never read a book of hers or his. I have no idea who this person is. But I actually also don't really know why I bought this because this one's $15. The retail price for this goes for $30. It is a hardcover and it is in really good condition for the most part. So this one is There's a Man Out There. His weapon isn't a gun or a knife, it's a secret. Olivia, 22 years old, no history of running away, last seen on CCTV entering a dead-end alley and not coming back out again. Missing for 1 day and counting. Julia, the detective heading up the case. She knows what to expect. A desperate family, a ticking clock, and long hours away from her daughter. But Julia has no idea how close to home this case is going to get, because her family's safety depends on one thing. Julia must not find out what happened to Olivia and must frame somebody else for her murder. What would you do? Interesting. Okay. Well, let's see what the good people of Goodreads have to say about this one. Oof. Okay, this has 3.64 stars. Am I like just like stuck up and 3.64 is like actually good? Like, I don't know. I feel like whenever I just see the 3, I'm kind of like, okay, so the top review seems to be really good. I do not know what language this second one is in, and it only has 2 stars. And yeah, I'm not too sure. I guess we're just gonna have to see. I don't think I have any of her books though on my bookshelf. This might be a first time read for this author. Okay, last book, everyone. Another Lisa Jewell book. I clearly have no range. So I bought this one. Oh, so this is called Invisible Girl. And it is, I bought it for $12.99 and it retailed for $28. And this is probably, like, this is in like actual perfect condition. Like, even it doesn't even look like anyone read it. Like, I don't even think you can see. So this is exciting. Okay, so let's see what this one's about. Owen Pick's life is falling apart. In his 30s, a virgin and living in his aunt's spare bedroom, he has just been suspended from his job as a computer science teacher after accusations of sexual misconduct, which he strongly denies. Searching for professional advice online, he is inadvertently sucked into the dark world of incel, involuntary celibate forums, where he meets the charismatic, mysterious, and sinister Bren. Kind of weirded out already. Across the street from Owen live the Fors family, headed by mom Kate, a physiotherapist, and dad Roan, a child psychologist. Kate and Roan have always had a bad feeling about their neighbor Owen. There's something off about him. Their teenage daughter swears he followed her home from the train station one night. Meanwhile, young Sapphire Maddox spent 3 years as a patient of Roan Fors. Feeling abandoned when their therapy ends, she searches for other ways to maintain her connection with him, trailing him when he leaves his practice and learning more than she wanted to know about Roan and his family. I'm kind of lost. Then on Valentine's night, Sapphire disappears and the last person to see her alive is Owen Pick. With vivid and unputdownable, I don't think that's a word, and unputdownable prose and plenty of disturbing twists and turns, Jewell's latest thriller is another haunting, atmospheric, stay up way too late read. Okay, it sounds good, but I also think I'm gonna be confused. Okay, so this one has 3.79 stars, and the top, wait, I'm confused. Why is she, so this person said, not the biggest fan of this book when you compare it to Gone Girl's Girl on the Train and Last Time I Lied. That's not even the same author, so I'm not really sure why she's comparing it. Maybe it's like, that's not even like the same plot. So I'm not too sure about that. But overall, I think it sounds good. It might be a little confusing to follow, but for $12.99 and a basically perfect condition hardcover, I have to say, even if it's bad, It's still a win in my book. Okay, so those are all the books that I bought at Half Price Books. I am so excited. I might be doing like a book review or something on TikTok as I finish these. And if you guys want me to give anyone an update on how these ones go, comment down below and let me know if you are interested in one of them. And please stay tuned for my video talking about these books. I am so excited. It's been probably like 15 years since I have read them. So I think it will be promising. And if you guys like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more. Thanks, guys.